Alright, we're back with some more Inscryption. Last time we ended up defeating the scribe of the beast. Now we're moving on to the others. I'm thinking we go to Grimora next, except I don't think I actually have everything that I need to do it, so I'm not sure where else I would be looking. Unless they expect me to go to other places that I haven't been already. Wish the trade. All of your stuff is pretty meh, fam. I'm just saying. At least compared to the dude that's giving out Ouroboros. Still feels like I'm missing stuff. Still don't know what's up with this thing down here. You have no offering? Apparently I still do not have an offering for whatever this thing wants. So Casey, I think, is over on the left. I mean, it would look like you died to the ice. The Millstone, Sawyer... Alright, so if you're Sawyer, we know, what was it? Dominguez is over here, which means you have to be Casey, so the top set is right. Presumably you were brought down by scurvy because you're the pirate dude. Imagine you maybe later fail. I imagine you don't hold a grudge, but maybe that's just me. Maybe if I talk to you more. Look at me now, buried under the far right from the tomb. You gonna say anything different? They say when life gives you lemons, you make something of it. Life were not so kind to give me lemon. It left me buried under the tomb on the right. Okay. Do not sniffle. I mean, sniffle would seem to suggest that you were in the cold. Eaten by a hungry dog? Question mark? Defibrillator fail? I'm still, like, missing a piece, even if I was to find everything. But I don't know where that would end up being in here, unless there's, like, a path, not... Unless I need the actual offering, in which case maybe that would give me the last piece over there. I'm not trying to talk to you. Can I not go back any farther? I can't go back farther in here. Okay, well, that would make more sense, right? There was no cure. Great. I walked into the mirror, and now I'm different. I'm a robo-man? Alright, well that doesn't seem to be right. The top set should be fine. Down by scurvy seems fine here. It seems like it would make more sense that you were killed by ice based on what I can only assume to be water under you. Hit by a falling piece of ice. I imagine getting eaten by a dog would lead to, you know, not having a cure for you, but maybe I'm wrong here. Doesn't hold a grudge? I mean, it sounds like you hold a grudge, actually. I mean, they're not really giving me any hints unless I just missed them all from last time, unless I'm lit or something. Unless these are supposed to tell me something about it. It seems like they're supposed to be a part of something, although I don't know what at this point. I'm guessing this is just like an avatar switcher, maybe? Sure, we'll be Robo Boy, why not? Alright, well, screw Grimora's area until I can actually figure out what I'm supposed to do there. The note reads, "Greetings. If you're reading this, it must be because you wish to battle me, Magnificus, to a card battle, but in order to earn that privilege, you must defeat my 3 graduate students. As for their whereabouts, that is for you to discover. Sincerely, Magnificus." Alright, as for our deck, I believe we got another Mantis God. So, you know we gotta be putting those in there. Wolf Cubs be kind of Pog, Mole Man, and Mole. It really just seems like damage at this point with like bare minimum about it of defense is like the way to go. Maybe that's just me. Well, it seems to suggest that there's like a door or something over here based on that, but alright. A strange monocle, you put it on. The inside of the chest is covered in a sticky green goo, but you find card. Can't be sacrificed. While Ruby Mox is on the board, it provides an orange gem to its owner, which does what for us exactly? Master Bellini. Activate. If you have a blue gem, sacrifice this guy to draw 3 cards. Okay. Hover Mage will strike an opponent directly, even if there's a creature opposing it. A Grizzly, as well as a Squirrel Ball. I don't know about all that. Not entirely sold on that, if I just had to, you know, put that one out there. Okay, well that would seem to suggest I can see something. Skull, Wing, Skull. Okay. Skull, Wing, and Skull. Oh, hey, fam. The pain is unbearable. My organs are melting. Do you see Magnificus turned me into goo for my final exam? I just need to defeat one more challenger, then I will earn my rightful place. My rightful place in the deck of the Master is one of his prize cards. Nothing will stop me. We'll see about that. We shall see. Not if Mantis God has anything to say about it. Alright. Put you down. Sacrifice you. Wait, where are you? Equal to the number of green gems that the owner has on the side of their table. So it's going to be like a 1-2 then. So that would be... Alright, sacrifice you. Put you over here then. And my energy's down for the time being. Although the gem shouldn't be able to attack. So I don't want to put Mantis God down this turn. I gotta let them get the damage off. Sadly. Then I put this here. That will clear out... That wasn't supposed to be how that goes. I was supposed to be killing him off, so that now I can put Mantis God right there. Alright, well. Might have just lost for that because I put it in the wrong place. I guess I should have used the axe to kill the thing off. Or the hammer, or whatever you want to call it. I don't have enough bones for this, is the thing. Even if I did. Alright, well, because one placement was different, I'm gonna lose for it. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. That's actually so lame, but okay. Whatever, yes. Alright, that was lame. It put it in the wrong position, and I lost for it. That's not upsetting at all, but oh, whatever. We'll just win it easily right here, because now these guys can't do anything. Because once that gem is removed, then he literally can't do anything, because he has no power. Like, his guys are just going to exist. Alright, well, Mantis God, keep doing your thing, because it looks like I'm going to get a few more sacrifices at this rate. The way that this continues to go. I mean, I say like I need more sacrifices, but really we're just gonna win. It's just like not winning as quickly as we could. Which, you know, like fair enough, right? Finally, we got a card we can sacrifice that isn't another Mantis God, and now we just absolutely obliterate it. And now we got enough for Order Boars. No, please, just tell the Master I passed. He won't know the difference. Here, take this pen. I'm not convinced that these cards are actually that good, but okay. Green Mage only works if you have green gems with you. Saxfire Mox. When it's on the board, it provides a blue gem to its owner, which you could then use this guy to draw you 3 cards, but you have to have this in order to make it work. Like, I don't know. Meatbot is counted as 3 blood rather than 1 blood when sacrificed. Now Meatbot could be good. Here, I can open the door for you. I think. Don't suppose you got more in here? Collected cards, so I guess I can complete a collection in here. Interesting. You got anything to say? You wish to trade? I'm not convinced any of your cards are that fantastic. When a blue mage is played, you draw cards equal to the maximum amount of mox cards on your side. Okay, pay 3 energy to increase the power and the health of stem mage by 1. So what, the max energy we can hold is what, like 6 or something like that? So you can get an upgrade of 2, so you can be like a 4/4 at best for all of your energy each turn? Yeah, again, like, you know, not really that convinced that it's fantastic. I'm just saying. What does this do? Just a quick shortcut back down? Oh, okay. I had to test it, you know? I mean, may as another chest, although I'm still not convinced that I really need any of your cards. Airborne also, when he deals damage directly, draw a card for each damage dealt, but you only do 1 damage. I mean, you can probably buff that at some point. I feel like I actually want these blood bots in my deck. And the reason being is so that way I can get Mantis gods out easier. That shouldn't be a huge nerf to our deck, but at the very least we'll be able to get more Mantis gods out easier. The dummy stares lifelessly back at you, then suddenly it springs into motion. Okay. We've got Force Mage. If a creature would attack Force Mage, it does not. And then we got the Practice Dummies. Alright, we put you out here, then we grab Mantis God, and we can attack in all of these directions. Then we just let you attack again. And the next turn we can throw out Gamble Bot. And then we can take our other Mantis Bot, put that in here. Alright, well, I know it's just a dummy, but the dummy hinges and creaks back into position. It returns to its lifeless state. Alright, so clearly there's something more to that than what exactly that was. I was supposed to get some kind of code out of it, it appears, although I don't know what it would be. I guess it wants me to clear out more of the dummy bots, maybe? I can just farm this guy for foils, if he's just gonna let me kill him. So, at that point, you may as well, right? Just get a few extra foils on us for the time being. I still know what it expects from you here. Alright, so I guess we just gotta kill off enough things until it eventually works out for us. Alright, school, fair enough. So we have to figure out ways to move this around without actually moving it. So that what we're looking for here. So here's school. Practice Mage leaves a ruby in its place. Okay, Skull Arm, which moves that out of the way. Skull Arm Flying, alright, fair enough. Alright, well that was supposed to be on Gamble Bot, so that way could have got the extra overkill, but hey, what do I know? Rolls the dice, come on, hit a 6 for me, a 5, alright, you know what, you redeemed yourself with the extra 5 there, jeez. Alright. Skull Arm Flying, you say? Flying, and now we get Skull there. just imagine you're an ice cube slowly melting on a hot pan. I was only talking to myself. The pain of being a head impaled on a spear, as well as it is worth it, of course. Magnificus will award me the highest honor. I'll be the centerpiece of his day. If you say so, fam. I X the down and all that. If a Mage Knight's owner controls no Mox cards, Mox near Golem, so I need to kill this card right here. So I put you down. Then I have the Cub here, so that way I can get rid of it next turn, and then they can't really do anything about it. Now we throw down a Meat Bot, which will enable our Mantis God to do what it needs to do. And because of the overkill damage, he's dead, which brings you up, which is fine, because then we're just going to kill him next turn. We can place you down for the time being. Should have placed it in front of the other guy, not that it really mattered. Left a Ruby Golem, which we take care of, and then we deal overkill damage, so you're done for. This is fine, it's going to give us the ability to get access to extra overkill damage. So we're going to get like 5 or 6 off of that, maybe? 4? Alright, fair enough. Easy mode. Perhaps I will not be central to his strategy. I care not. He can use me as a chump blocker. I have mastered disappointment. Take this one. I'm not mad, I'm not mad. Copium, copium? That's basically what he's saying. Another cat? I could use another cat. Energy bot. When energy bot is played, it provides energy cell to its own. So it's a 0/1/1 cost? I mean, I guess that's something. Man, none of these cards are great. Like, I feel like it's actually on purpose, but like just to make things harder. The note reads, the bottom of the sigil is found by the hard of hearing, or by those who hear too easily. The middle sigil is found by the pale. The top sigil is found by the greedy. The chest is empty save for a single card. Rabbit. You reach back in for more and notice the sigil where the card used to be. So flying for sure, assuming that it actually saves my positioning here. If I can find 2, then I can just brute force the other ones. Bottom found by the hard of hearing are those who hear too easily. Middle is found by the pale. Top is found by the greedy. What are they trying to say? Skull? Nah, that was for this one, right? Found by the pale. They say so. If I can just find one, I'll brute force the other one because there's not that many skulls. Do they expect me to go back into different worlds, maybe? Where we had fought the others? No, because it won't let me through that one, at the very least. Okay. I can interact with the dummy again. Okay. Found by the pale. I don't suppose that happens to be you by chance in some way? Alright, at least we can always come back to the dummy and just go farm up foil if we ever actually needed to. But it didn't actually tell me anything. top is found by the greedy. We know that this is the one. Bottom is found by the hard of hearing, or those who hear too easily. The middle sigil is found by the pale. I mean, those two who hear too easily presumably sounds like it should be the rabbit. Found by the pail. So if it's not the shovel, then maybe it's that. Alright, well, you know, it worked. At last, stimulation. My test has been sensory deprivation, you see? Unlike the full potential of my mind, you see, it's unlocked now. Hear me, Magnificus, I'm ready. We at the battle? Okay. We used the clover. Can we get something better? And we did. So we can go... You don't have enough energy yet, that's fine, because we use you, sacrifice you, get the cat out, use you, sacrifice the cat. Put this up against you, because you won't die immediately, which will give us time to turn you into an actual wolf. What do? If Gem Fiend owners control no Mox cards, you die, and you can just exist freely. Okay. 2, 1. So we can put you here. We can put you. Hello, game. There we go. We can put you here. Everybody's getting blocked. Our wolf's gonna do what it needs to do. Nobody exists on your side anymore, so you're dead. Meatbot do meatbot things. This is fine for the time being. Our wolf's still doing what it needs to do. Alright, now we have bones. We can use this to block for the time being while we wait on action cards that we need here. While we pick up more bones. This guy keeps attacking me directly, which is why we're not losing our meat bot there. Destroy your hand, get a new set. I'm completely okay with that. So, sacrifice you now that we no longer need you. Now get rid of these two out of the way. Sacrifice you so that way we can get Mantis God out here. Sacrifice you so that way we can actually get rid of them. And Mantis Gods are going to do Mantis God things. And there's a... well, you know, we're just doing Mantis God things at this point. The Mantis Gods have arrived. Your life is over. Alright, Mantis God. Get him out of here. Put you in here. Cat, you gotta go. Alright, I think I ruined our damage slightly. Feels bad, man. Never mind, we're fine. We're gonna get some decent overkill for that one. 5, not bad. Better than what we normally get. That was incredibly stimulating. We aren't done here, right? I wish to see the light again, to sing, to dance. You wouldn't leave, would you? Not without taking your cards first, of course. Well, Bellini's Mox is on the board. It provides a blue gem to its owner. Also, while it's on the board, it provides a green gem. Okay, so it just gives you both of them, sure. Again, the magic cards just sound like they're bad. Like, they require too much stuff to work. Like, it all has to be so cohesive to the point where it almost feels unusable. If I open the door, will he stop by on the way back and let me out? Right? Right. Yeah, you're right. Uh-huh. Well, may as well check it out. The note reads, Dearest Grimora, I believe PO3's plot may go far past the extent of a common paragraph. Indeed, Indeed, this great transcendence will have catastrophic, unpredictable results. The node is incomplete and ends abruptly. I urge you to consider... And just leaves it there. Natural. Alright. Well... Alright, random tentacle. Great Kraken submerges itself during its opponent's turn. While submerged, opposing creatures attack its owner directly. So it's a 1/1/1 that just keeps itself alive? Sure, I don't know about that one. Why do you need anything other than Mantis God in this game? Like, actually. You're here at last. How will my pupils fare? No matter. There are far more concerning matters at hand. You understand the canvas that you've been woven into. Nay, you're the brush and the artist moves you with a terrifying mastery. My eye aches with premonition. The future is very, very grim. First of all, we must battle. Okay. Behold, the brush of the scribe of magics. My pupils would die to be painted by it and live forever as a card. But that is not the full extent of its powers. This one needs some bleach. Oh, okay. Now for a bit of color. You just rewrote it and gave it points. And potentially instigate. Oh, well, you just made my cup, like, way worse, so, like, thanks for that. Ah, you're gonna do to all my cards regardless. Not my Mantis gods! You monster! Oh, my... Why would you do it to my Mantis god? You're awful. You suck so much, I don't even know what the symbol means. Like, is there a way for me to actually look at it? Ah, no. Press the wrong button. Ah, crap. I was trying to press all at once to see if I could actually find what it actually did to my card. And, well, it kind of ended the turn, and now I'm almost Come on, man. This dude has 9 HP. Why do you have 9 HP? Mox cards on the owner's side of the board gain 1 power. Okay, well, it sounds like you need 9. When it perishes, it creates a ruby mox in its place. I feel like that's not what I want. Mantis God draws on the power of your gems. Well, that's a bit awkward. There. Go ahead and put you here. You pulled out a rabbit. Great. Yeah, what does that do for me? When the rabbit perishes, a ruby box is placed. Okay. You don't have try attack anymore because he took that away from me. That's the cat too? You're the worst? Oh. The cat is played. You draw cards equal to the amount of box cards on the side of your board. When the bloodhound perishes, a ruby mox is created. And mox cards get 1 power on our side. Oh, okay. I mean, to be fair, this one went a lot worse because I basically skipped an entire turn trying to figure out what their actual effects did. So yeah, that's really unfortunate. Yeah, you know what? Start me over on this one. That was just... I threw an entire turn away. Fail. Yeah. I threw an entire turn away. Like, that's pretty bad. Those sims are so colorless. Stop it. Get some help. Alright, so this one's like, okay, you actually have to play your deck as if it's actually the mage deck, in which case I should probably actually just make a mage deck for this dude. Once the wool cover is struck, you do thorns. When it's played, a rabbit is created in your hand. You create a ruby mox. We'll put you there for the time being, so that way you don't do damage for now. Alright, we use you, so that way you can walk. We get a rabbit, which can create another rabbit. Alright, yeah, sure. We can use you because we can play the rabbit for free, which will then create another rabbit. You're not ever gonna fall, is the thing. Oh, it hurts to see what it does to my Mantis God. Actual monster. Get rid of the rabbit, so that way we can get rid of this guy. We have enough bones to make this happen. We pulled out another rabbit. We probably have to change our deck up specifically for this guy, which is kind of annoying. It can be done. Couple spikes dig in. Mantis God, no. What have they done to you, monsters? The thorns will take care of that guy. Some damage for once, but really we're just kind of hemorrhaging at this point. We're not exactly doing much to fix the problem here. And I got myself another rabbit. The thorns will get rid of that one. This one cards, but I'm saying we need that at the moment. Now we're slowly but surely pulling ahead here. Probably our most run out battle, mostly because clearly our deck is like not optimized for this fight. But that's okay. We can put you right here. Draws out the power of our gems, which gives us some draw here. Not exactly fantastic amount, but some draw. This would give us access to another card. That creates a Mox eventually, so we can get rid of you and put the cat here. Let Mantis God do Mantis God things. We can go ahead and use you, although we don't get infinite sacrifices anymore. Awkward. Forgot because he overrode the cat ability. We did just enough to beat him there. I must be slowing down with age. I may need to set my brush upon my own cards once again. He says as he continues to use his own mind, but alright. Yeah, sure. So it won't actually damage us. that one was just like more annoying than anything. Like, if I had actually played into the theme of the deck, it probably would have been more fun. But that one was a little more annoying. Elder Slushies was more fun. It was just like going at each other. And now I may speak. You see, my eye, it aches because it remembers it was excised by none other than Leshy, the scribe of beast. And a beast he is, arrogant, single-minded, obsessed with gaining power. But he is far from the worst scribe to become hegemon. You see, the ejection of my eyeball is far from the worst thing that can happen around here. You must be especially careful. Alright, well, rip power. Oh man, he forgot to charge his equipment again. Every time, man. Every time. Hey, there you go. Battery fully charged. You love to see it.
I think I've just got to send it. To whom it may concern. It's a bit formal. Hello there! Exclamation point. My name is Luke Carter, and I'm a fan of your collectible card games. If you've ever taken a look at my YouTube videos, you will know how appreciative I am of the merch that you've sent me over the years. So it was a great surprise to learn that there is a digital version of Inscryption. I think maybe one of my fans pranked me and buried a copy in the woods near my house. Upon further research, however, I have not been able to find any record of this game. Is this some kind of elaborate hoax? Any trace of this game? Is this some kind of elaborate hoax? The game doesn't seem like the work of a prankster. It at least appears professionally made. I am both puzzled and excited by this discovery. Any information you can provide would be much appreciated. Thank you, the Lucky Carter. Okay, good enough. Sent.
Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, I know that feeling whenever you send emails.
Hey, card gamers, I'm the Lucky Carter, and this... well, it's a bit of a strange video. It's actually more of a question to my audience. As I've learned over the years, nobody knows card games better than you guys do, so I'm hoping someone can help me out here. Did anyone ever play an Inscryption video game? Or
nope, never.
Hear about it?
No.
I'm talking about that vintage one-set card game I opened packs for last week.
Never heard of it. Nah, you're tripping,
I don't know
man.
what I'm allowed to say. I don't want to get in any trouble here. I think I've got the only known copy of the digital version of Inscryption. I've been filming myself playing it, and it's weird, guys. I don't want to get in any hot water by showing the footage, but can someone please prove me wrong? Please tell me someone has a copy of this game. I have been looking online for days and I cannot find a word about it. I reached out to the publishers hoping maybe they would get back to me, but as a fallback, I got you beautiful viewers. Can hopefully dig up something. That's it. That's the video today, guys. Thank you so much, as always. And, oh yeah, what the fuck is the card?
Convenient time to cut out. Also, I'm pretty sure you can find it on, you know, the PlayStation Store, or Steam, or, you know, any of those things. Not sponsored, of course, but, you know, if they want to.
Mr. Carter, we have received your inquiry regarding a digital version of our intellectual property Inscryption. We can assure you that no such software exists in any official form. However, if you have indeed come into possession of proprietary Game Funa hardware, you are compelled to return it to us under the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. The hardware will be considered stolen if it is not returned to us within a reasonable time frame. Please carefully package the hardware and paste the attached shipping label to the front of the box. You may mail the package at a local post office. We would like to avoid taking legal action in your case, so please do not delay in returning the proprietary software. Sincerely, Game Funa Customer Happiness Department. What the fuck?
Everybody's reaction when Ubisoft was like, "Oh, by the way, we're just gonna get rid of all of your games if your account becomes inactivated." I still can't believe they would say that. That's absolutely insane. and they should rightfully get roasted for it, which I'm sure people are doing, so.
I think this woman's actually from Dame Funa. She came to my door yesterday, and I didn't answer. This time I'm gonna record.
Somebody didn't use their VPN.
Hi!
Hi there!
Hey.
I'm floppy disk for a game called Inscryption. I was told you came by a copy of it somehow. Sound familiar?
No.
No?
No, I don't know anything about that.
Really?
Inscryption, you said?
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
Really? Because, apparently you emailed us about it. You are, Luke Carter, right?
Oh.
You know the Lucky Carter gmail.com?
Yeah, you know what? That's, I am Luke Carter, but that's not my email address.
Really? Because, I just noticed because I've seen your videos.
Oh.
I'm a big fan.
Well, thanks for watching. Listen, how did you know where I live, exactly?
My boss gave me your address.
And how did you get past the side gate? It's locked.
Sus. Very sus.
Okay, Luke. I'm going to give you my business card. And if you remember anything at all, feel free to give me a call. Okay?
Will do. Take care.
What is it they say? Stay strapped or get clapped? Something tells me the man needs to start strapping up. Yeah. And time to start moving, or, you know, something.
Hey there, card gamers! I'm the Lucky Carter, and this is another pack opening video.
Are we going to
Today
see a
I'm
transcend
opening
on this time?
Secrets of Legendaria. Hoping for that sweet,
Oh,
sweet
baby.
foil Valamir.
Why would you open it like that? There's so many easier ways to open it. Alright then, well, you know, they really do be like that some days, I understand. Stop browsing footage? Sure. We're here now, okay. While he's on the board, it provides an orange gem, also gives a blue gem, okay, sure. Draw cards equal to the amount of mox cards on your side, I guess. Other creatures within a circuit completed by buff conduit gain power. Sure, so I guess it gives you what, essentially like a +1 the power on adjacents, if I'm reading that correctly. While the emerald is on the field, provides a green, the deck just does not seem good. It might just be me, but I don't know, it just does not. Like, there's just too many things that have to work together to make it good. As far as I'm aware, we're good in that area. I mean, we defeated them. So. Was this here before? I feel like this wasn't here before. You found us. This is good. This is good. We require duplicates. Do you see the diagram? 2 of that. Thank you. Oh, you had the cards? Sure. This will be gruesome, isn't it always? Thank you. Here's your prize. At the end of the owner's turn, Spore Digger will generate 1 bone. Also, at the end of the owner's turn, will generate 2. Alright, so we get 2 bones at a 1 cost for 0-3. That's actually very nice. Do you see the diagram 2 of that? Well, I don't know which one that is, friend, so I'm gonna have to miss with that. I mean, I should have every piece that I need for Grimora. I can't help but feel I put that in probably like 3 times. I probably did, but whatever. And basically everything, right? Marvelous. I believe you improved your wits adequately. Are you prepared? You will not defeat me. Copium, copium, copium? Sounds like copium to me. Oh, pain. It just reset my entire deck. Oh, you suck so much, game. Why are you like this? Alright, well. Guess let's try and remake our deck again. Why would you do that, game? Why? But why, though? Guess we could put our double or our double grave robber in there. Meat bot, yes. Do you remember we had meat bot? I think we had one gamble bot in there for the trolls. Magic cards, we didn't have any of those because who needs those, am I right? What else? More cubs, I guess? A bloodhound just in case. Icicle skeleton man's not bad. I mean, at the very least, it's like a cheap blocker. Picked out double grave robber. 5 bones for 2/2. Broken obelisk. We used that a few times. What else do we want here? Skeletons are just like throwaway stuff. That's not the worst. Alright, so our deck definitely changed, which is probably not for the better, but considering it threw my other deck away, here we are. Locked down at the mercy of a challenger's wits until one day discovered, but no, you've prevailed, and now it's time to battle. My minions never truly die, you know? Let's see how you fare. Oh, I think we'll be fine. Alright, Skilly Bro. I had a feeling that was going to be the case, in which case, kind of just killed him off for no reason. Feels bad, man. Although, if I put you over here, then you should move. Okay, never mind. Saved. And you release the creature, which is falling. Then we can go over here, put down this Mantis God over here. What's this do? We'll grow into some more powerful form after one turn on the board. Hate to see that. Banshee, don't really care. Now we position you, so you're gonna get hit by both of us here, so you're dead. Marvelous, an opportunity to use my quill. Ripbone Hound, turn 1 to 2. Death by Mantis God. This one will be back. Copium. Alright, that's round 1 done. Mantis God, just being Mantis God. You're halfway there, though you may not like what comes next. Oh, fuck. Hacks. Rip all your cards, turn 1 to turn 2. You miss them? Fear not, I'll give them back, of course, as corpses. Okay, so I guess they're just now gonna die as a result? Like, I'm not... Okay, so they're just corpses, so they just end up as blockers then? Fair enough. Okay, 1 energy, this is the power. Okay, well, as long as your power's better. Roll to 4, pretty good. Honestly, our rolls on Gambler Bot have been just fine. No matter, death is never fun. That one will be back in no time. Sarcophagus transcends into higher form. Yeah, that's unfortunate. You release the creature inside, but that's fine because you'll block for another turn. You have bones, so we can return you. Although he's not going to kill him. You only have the 1 HP and you're not doing anything anyway, so go ahead and put that there. Gamble Bot put in work. And it's done. Alright, well, you know. Use you. Then we can have you attack over here. The Hound can't get in the way because the card's blocking you at the moment. We'll probably lose right here just because he trolled and killed all my cards. That's cool. Yeah, don't expect any less of a fight. Alright, well, you know, anytime we've ever put all our cards out like that, they always just troll it, but that's fine. It's kind of hard to be bad when they just do stuff like that, because you're like, you know it's gonna happen. It's not really a point to me putting anything out here, because the stupid hound's just gonna kill it, because nobody has HP. So now we can make it work. You're gonna leap over the block, which is fine. I can then get rid of you. Put you over here. Put you over here. And then I put this over here. You're gonna try and block everything, in which case we should take a good amount. That sarcophagus is not going to die in time, which means I'm going to have a mummy on my hands. Which is definitely not what you're looking for. Or we're just dead already. Alright, that's fine. Perhaps you need another dag. Yeah, sure. More like I just need a hand that actually work out for me here. Man, the dog is just so annoying. If I could just get rid of it quick enough. Yeah, you need bones. Fine. The fact that it dies on your turn, it's maybe a good thing, maybe a bad thing. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it. That's fine. You're gonna attack that because now I can. Yeah, I'm only at the sacrifices right now. You're not gonna die though, unfortunately, and then you even gain health back as a result of that. Okay, so maybe don't roll every single Mantis God in a row. I'm like too lazy to change my deck, honestly. Like, it's just, at this point, like, not good. You know, I re-roll every time we go with the first set, and, well, you know, we can put you down if that's gonna mean anything, because then you're just gonna die, and then I'm still gonna take 2 damage. Bones, that'll keep the sarcophagus over there for the time being. Our bone stack is not quite there just yet. Which is fine for the time being. You gotta get rid of this dude at some point. So if I put this over here, then the hound's not gonna jump in the way because it can't. Now we have the bones, although I guess that's fine if he lose, but then the sarcophagus is gonna come. I think that's okay. Digging up some bones in the meantime, we're getting some energy back. Right, so we want to place the Necromancer first. Then we want to place you back over here, so that way the dog will jump back, so that way the sarcophagus can't spawn. We do a little bit of damage, and then when you die, we're going to get 4 bones, and the Necromancer's going to bring you back, and then that's going to give us even more bones. And then we can get rid of the Necromancer, and then we can put the Mantis gone. I should have put that in the middle area, which is why we're going to do this. Which looks like it's done, because it is, but, Source, dude, just trust me. Alright, well, we're gonna have to deal with that. The matter of death is never fine. So sad. Alright, we're just waiting on an actual roll here at this point. I'm starting to notice the problem with all the sacrifices is the fact that you actually need things to be able to, you know, sacrifice. As it turns out. Banshee gone again. Good, release the skeleton, so that way it will die, and then the sarcophagus we can kill next time. Now we can place freely and not have to worry about things. Well, this is gonna be awkward. Alright, sacrifice you so we can get a cat out there. So then we can use the cat to get a cat. So then we can use you two to create a hound, so that way that doesn't pop up in time. And then the hound will out damage that, so we don't have to worry about that. We can use the cub right here, just get the extra bit of damage in there. Banshee doesn't matter. You're gonna turn into a zombie wolf, which is unfortunate for me. Yeah. Now you're gonna turn everybody into skeletons and stuff. Alright, so this should go a lot better, because assuming I can still use them to create Mantis gods, then we're all good. And it seems like their endless sacrifice effect is still in play, which is actually fantastic for me, because then I can actually just keep using them. We can put you for the Banshee, but it won't map. Rip the Banshee. It's going to give us an extra 4 damage. If I could have just done one more there, the fight would have been over. That's for 1, but we don't necessarily need that. Just use you to block for the time being. Just use you to block for the time being. The Mantis gods, do your thing. And there we go. Alright, just need the right hand. Easy enough. You really defeated me. I was not expecting that. Your ambition is to replace the robot. Well, between you and I, there will come an opportunity to change your mind. And I beg that you spare me. Take these, then go. Sarcophagus went to what, like a 3-3 or a 3-2? I guess that's something. Headless Horseman, 13 bones, just never had a chance to use it. Another pack, you say? Well, the Revenant, a 3-1 for 3 bones is actually good. He's gonna die anyways, but doing 3 damage before you go for 3 bones is not bad. Go, I need to collect my thoughts. So you see. I was talking about an offering. Maybe the Spore Man had something for us? Maybe? Yeah, no offering? Apparently I do not have an offering. Maybe it's the obol, because it says a broken obol, so in theory, you could create an actual one. Wish the trade. We should probably go grab Ouroboros, huh? Probably should have been like leveling that up throughout these entire fights. Assuming that it works the same way that it did in the regular portion of the game, or the first part. Wish the trade? Yeah, I'll be taking Ouroboros. And, you know, that's all I really wanted out of it. Alright, so Ouroboros, you're definitely getting in the deck. I need, like, cheap cards that I can just use just for straight-up fodder. Bunny could be fine. Just need some cheap fodder. You're cheap, you have a decent amount of health. More blood bots would be nice, and explode bot could potentially get things out that I really don't like. I think this is fine. Now we've got a little bit more people that we can just actively sacrifice, which should make the deck a little bit easier to come on with. Alright, well, you guys moved over here. Anything new? Sometimes I try to spot, find good fish, corrupted fish, old fish. Mode scribe only, in case anything happens. Backup plan, what she said. I catch old fish last time. Good fish, beat Dredger, beat Goo, Casey, good fish. Fleshy Trush, not just... Alright, that's everything you gotta say. You probably saw that the bridge is fixed, now they want me to give you deck building tips. Like, use rare cards, they're more powerful than common cards, but I'm sure you can still beat them. Each has a more ambition than the last, I tell you. Let's show you the guy's insane once they use challengers like you as playthings to make it more perverse. He thinks you actually enjoy it. Oh yeah, try to use a mixture of different types of cards in your deck to fully utilize your bones, blood, and energy. PO3, that bot is planning something, alright? It's got the Dredger working overtime. Many cards from other temples are better sacrifice fodder than squirrels. For example, Bone Heaps can be sacrificed early, but have utility in the late game. Grimora wants to bring it all down, I swear, but more is a mercy, I think. She's probably right. There's some pretty nasty data on this disc. A deck focused on magical cards can be very powerful. Try picking 2 of your best gem colors instead of going for all 3. Cards with active abilities are some of the most powerful. Balance your resources accordingly. What do you know about Magnificus? Mysterious guy. They all have our theories, of course. Some say he actually wants now. It's too terrible to say. Nothing else to say? Alright, well, you know, at least we got a little bit more backstory talking to those guys. Well, I guess the only one we really got left is Robo Man, so let's go. Well, I can't go through that door. Challenge me? Let's see your deck. Weak cards, Soul Lack of Synergy. This pile really doesn't stand a chance against me. Look, I'm trying to finish up my conduit control list here, but the bots, they're sending down the line of trash. Get those workers to send me something good, tell them to throw themselves on the line if necessary. Please have a decent deck by the time you're done. Rude. Another seller in the area makes sense. Blood bots are definitely not bad, especially for our stuff. We could use more blood bots, because by the second turn, if they're really our only energy card, then we could just keep spamming them. Okay. Why does it look like I only have 2 cards here? Okay, well apparently that worked. I wasn't exactly sure what I was trying to do there, but apparently it worked. So 2 out of 6, so that would what? 3, 4, 5, and then oh, come on there. Just cover the zero's forehead. Is that what we're looking for here? Received a Techno Card pack. Energy Conduit. If Energy Conduit is part of the complete circuit, your energy never depletes. That sounds very good. I'm not sure how realistic it is, but it sounds very good. Other creatures within a circuit completed by buff conduit gain 1 power. Insectodrome will strike an opponent directly, so you're just a flyer, you're a Techno Flyer, fair enough. Plasma Jimmy. Pay 1 energy to deal 1 damage to the creature across from Plasma Jimmy. Okay, so eventually you get towards the end. If nobody's in the way, you can just keep blasting them, I guess. That's more something. Gem Fiend. I'm still not convinced that gem cards are actually good. What is it? What do you want? I can't see, I'm very busy here. What? He isn't happy with my output, but I'm merely the inspector. To put better bots on the line, I would need to just to argue to be carrying orders from him. You would only trust someone with some semblance of card game skill. I'm very busy, but I must know if you're qualified to give me orders. Ouroboros, oh baby. Put Ouroboros out immediately and then just insta-win. And get it with excess damage. Alright, well, it's just Ouroboros being Ouroboros. Oh dear, your message from PO3 must indeed be genuine. As I mentioned, I'm a mere inspector, not an engineer, not a designer. I cannot send new bots down the line, but I can send myself. I am proud to serve him faithfully. Well met, stranger. And he eats himself onto the floor. Alright, well, rip to that guy. Okay, so good one. We need a +1, a +1, and a -1. So what if we do a -1 at the end here? Oh, not exactly what I want to do there. Okay. So that makes it a 1. If we put this here, it still makes it a 1. If we put this over here, still 1. So we don't want that there. 5? No. If I put this here, but then that's going to make that there. If I put 1 over here, again, now where I'm trying to put it, come on now. That's an 8. If I put this right here, that makes it a 4. Alright, well, you know, just that easy. Not that these are exactly the hardest puzzles ever, but... So that's just a neutral, I'm guessing, or straight up it cuts off the power? Okay, so we're already sitting at a 4. If we put this over here, we've got a +0 right here, that brings it to 3 out of a 5. If I put this over here, that makes it a 2 out of a 5. Over here also does nothing. So it's only gonna work to puts it at 3. This would put it at what, like 1. So maybe we do something, and then hit this so it stops the negative question mark. We want, like, this over here, so then this goes... Now that just kills it. Also kills it. I imagine they want you to use that one, because it's actually, like, unique. That kills everything that get lower, so if we do this... This question mark? It's a 3 out of 5. Do this, it makes it 1 out of 5. 2 out of 5. It feels like we need to cut off this -1 somehow, so what if we just stuff these two over here? And then maybe put the +1 here, and then put the 0 over here? If we put the 0 over here, it's still 0. Feels like this, that should be on the 0 or something. No, that just makes it worse. That just makes it worse. I'm really not sure if I want out of this one here. This one would be nice for sure. So that connects, gives us 7. Okay, if I bring this down here, that brings it to 3. So this is originally 1, 2, 1. We put the 1 over here, that ups everything by 1. Put this over here, that brings it down by 1, so that 2 minus 1. Put this over here, that makes it a 3. If I put this in front of 1 over here, it just kills it outright. So it seems like I need to put this in front of the -1 somewhere, where it just... I mean, it feels like I should just be putting it over here, and then just killing it. Or like killing it immediately from here. then if I drop this right here, alright. I had a feeling that the cutting off the energy had to be at the -1, so at that point I just had to figure out the other. Let me out. Haha. What was that? I am the melter. They sent me raw materials and well, you can see how it works. Let me out. Not another word out of you. We must have a card battle. Buff conduit and factory conduit. Empty spaces within a circuit complete by factory conduit spawn leap bots at the end of the owner's turn. So I need to get rid of that conduit, basically, is what you're telling me. Alright, fair enough. Let's have you get rid of them. And then if you're going to spawn them in the empty spaces, then I can put Mantis God right here and let him do his thing without having to worry about it. Factory conduit constructs leap bots in the charge space. Wolf Coat can transcend, so you can immediately get rid of him. Push will cut off the set. That doesn't actually kill off the leap bots, but they don't attack either. So Mantis God's going to do Mantis God things, and Wolf's going to go ahead and get rid of him. Excellent bound. Now, with that aside, would you come to help me? VO3 wishes for better balance for a scanner. That is difficult, you see. I melt the metal, but I cannot reprogram the steam machine. There's a way to send at least one new bot down the line. Yes, for VO3, and he's gone. Oh boy, this is gonna be interesting. Alright, so something tells me I had to kill these negatives. -2, that brings us to 0. Four out of 3, so I need to kill it somewhere. So what if I need to put those at the end? And then make it work from there? Question mark. Put this over the -2. That was not supposed to happen. That's supposed to go on the other side. That makes it a 0 because it covers it. So if that's the case, go over there, put this over here, put this over here, put this over here. Maybe it's another one of those I just got like shoved to the side here. Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to be the case. And power, so we got to cover over the negatives for sure. Four out of 5. If we get rid of that, that's 5 out of 5. But then we need to put this over here, but it's not needed for anything. We gotta go deeper. That's a techno pack for us. Steambot Mox module. No conduit. And complete a circuit but provides no effect. Okay. Steambot, another Grizzly. I think the rare would have been of the techno pack, but apparently not. Got Curve Hopper, which is 2-3 for 4 energy. Double Gunner is a 2-1. It costs 6 energy. But it's essentially a 4-1. This looks like something I should be able to talk to or something, but I guess maybe I need to pass underneath here to get to this guy? Or not? Oh, there we go. Boy, man, I know what you're here for. You're asking me to take a dive, but I can't accommodate you, mate. You got special orders, isn't it? Looking to dread something special? We can duel. I maybe even give you something if you win. But I can't be taking a dive. PO3 will understand. Okay. You have nothing set up at all immediately. Very strange. Alright, the rabbit's been a nice addition, just a free sacrifice. Well, if he's not going to put anything down, I hope he doesn't mind if I just, you know, take everything from him. No one, mate, can't even take my eyes off me. Work, I'll give you this. Alright, well, instant win, easy. Here, take your pick. Another double gunner, I love to see it. Field minus when it's played, a copy of it is at hand. Now off with ye, I need concentration. Boy, is that P3 gonna reward me big for this. Off with ye. Alright, well, sounds like he got what he wanted. Yeah, I don't think I was actually able to get behind him at that rate. Sounds like it was the last one. Usually we got about 3 guys in each area we gotta beat, so that should be... Now we should be able to fight PO3. Odds haven't gotten much better, but you battled all of my workers and you actually won. Give me that deck again. Yeah, you see all the Mantis gods in there? Wow, you beat them with that? Alright, maybe there's some synergies that I missed. Alright, let's go then. It's called Mantis God Spam. You see those conveyor belts, just like my factory. At the very least, they ought to test your lane positioning. Okay, so this is all gonna move after a turn, presumably. Inspector may complete a circuit, but provides no benefits. So we want a skeleton that we can then feed into a wolf, because he's not going to be able to attack for any damage here, which gives us a bone as well. That's fine, because you're in Transcend. See how that works? Alright, observe. Well, okay. Use this to break you out of the ice. And we're waiting on energy, so we gotta just go with it for now. That's going to release the skeleton, which is fine because I'll take out the bomb for us. Our wolf's about to turn into his next turn if I'm reading this correctly, which is not ideal for me. I can only afford bones at this point. So, Exploit bot detonates and kills adjacents, which just happens to, you know, be known. Spore Digger digs up a bone. We took up the wolf, so I don't have to worry about you. Alright, we're gonna use Gamble Bot. We gotta use it right now while it's still on our terms. Forward, it's still gonna give us enough time to work with what we need to do. And we can go ahead and use Bone Man because he's not gonna be able to use him anyway, so we can pick up a little damage while we're here. And we can use the cat, we can get rid of the inspector, which we can throw the cat down, we can use this to get the wolf, he's going to kill the cat. Well, he won't, because Gamble Bot's actually going to take him out before he gets a chance to do so. Oh, Scanner's online. Which card to scan? Just kidding, obviously the one with the best stats. The stat line could be better. I mean, you're telling me, but it's not like it's bad. You scan both of them, but they don't count for the gambling amount. Oh, congratulations, you played yourself? Oh, and you gave me a gambling bot myself? Oh, don't mind me, just... Oh, man, time to roll the die. Oh, 4 damage. Woo! That's... Oh, man. How lucky am I? Throw you down here, then we want to get rid of you for Mantis God because that'll take out the Gamble Bot in time while still doing damage to him. And then he'll get Gamble Bot, but that's okay because... Or he'll get the Mantis God, but that's okay because it's going to die here. So we don't have to worry about that. And the wolf is just going to do enough damage for us, so we just wait. nice luck you had. I guess playing a perfect game is no match for good RNG. Oh, somebody sounds mad and salty, but okay. I've done it. I've beaten all four. What was that actually beaten four? I guess you won, and you even decided that I'm the scribe you'll defeat, as if you had a choice. Energy conduit. It's a part of the completed circuit your energy never completes, and go. More gamble bot, let's go. Always gamble bot. Not gonna say anything about that? Okay. Well, it just saved the last 3 seconds ago. This one ran a little longer than some of our other ones, but I figured we would go ahead and finish off the rest of these. With that being said, it doesn't look as though we're actually just done yet. So in the next episode, we'll go ahead and start what I can only imagine is part 3. And it's probably going to involve this thing called the Great Transcendence, which they've been talking about. They've been hinting at it, but we have really yet to see anything about it. Which leads me to believe that there's another part to this. In which case, we'll be able to see part 3 of this game. Surprisingly longer than I thought it would be, which is nice. I mean, the card system is fine. I feel like part 1 so far has been better than part 2, just because I think the part 2 cards are worse, but something tells me it's actually kind of intentional. Like, they expected you to spend a lot more time within this area than what you actually needed to if you got the right cards. And, you know, there's probably something to be said for the fact that we got as many Mantis gods as we did, considering they're supposed to be rare. And we got, what, like 5 of them? Which, you know, probably makes life a lot easier, some might say. So, yeah. So it looks like this part is going to be done. We'll be going on to what I guess you can call as maybe Chapter 3, Act 3, whatever you want to call it, in the next episode. Appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one. See ya.